Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while between videos, so I've moved house, so the shed looks a bit different. I don't have my hoist up at the moment, so we bought our own place, got a bit of property, got plans for a shed, but we'll get there later on. If you follow my socials, you'll probably realise we had a bit of an issue with the SS. Yes, the SS has no engine in it. So, we weren't being silly or anything. Rachel was just trying to drive home from work. And it's got a hole in the side of it. It's actually got a hole in two sides of it. But, you know, stuff happens. So, there's no need to. But we're going to pull this motor apart. Hey look, 929. That goes for paint and panel in like 2 weeks. So we're going to pull this apart and just have a look anyway, pull the accessories and all that off because we're going to need them. And yeah, just go from there. So obviously there's carnage here. Can't really show you up in the cylinder very well because of the camera, but that exhaust valve's missing and you can probably see all the dings in the cylinder. There's the other hole. You can see the big ends are still attached to the crank, but they don't have any con rods attached to them, and that's what the spark plug looks like. Anyway, I'll pull all the electrics and accessories off and start there. So I've got the engine kind of torn down to a long block. See? The accessories are off, covers are off the heads, side looks alright. Go around this side though, just for something interesting. Broken a valve spring. Now I don't know if that's the initiator or if that's a consequence, but generally, yeah, valve springs aren't supposed to break. Intake, although it's a bit hard to see with a torch. That's a chunk of piston wedged into the intake and smashed into the valve guide. There's obviously no intake valve left. So we'll get the heads off and go from there. So down to a short block rotating assembly. Where's my torch? As you can see, this piston is not sitting in the bore properly and there's a couple of chunks. There's nothing really on the lifters of note. This is cylinder 4. As you can see, the lovely pattern and chunks missing. That's the piece of cylinder piston, that was caught in the intake valve on the cylinder head. Cylinder head, you can see it's absolutely munted. The intake guide is munted. I don't even know where the intake valve is. It's disappeared. Come around the bottom side of the motor. You can see the two big ends still attached to the crank. Obviously the con rods have been snapped off them. Yeah, it's just carnage in there. Carnage is ensued through the windage tray. Underneath the sump baffle is just
metal.
Shitloads of aluminium. The other side head's fine. All the valves are there. So I think maybe we've dropped a spring. Then punched a valve, and because if I find that excuse the camera work. That's the push rod. So I'm guessing we've dropped a valve and punched it with the piston, but I'm no engine expert, far from it actually. I've built one engine twice because I didn't put it together right the first time. So the only other thing that's in there is the cam. The cam is no good. I was hoping to save the cam a little bit, but I don't know if you can see that. There's a chunk missing out of that lobe. There's marks all over those other two lobes, which is kind of to be expected. And there's that other piston. You can actually see it. As we were pulling it down, I did pull a bit of piston ring out of cylinder 1's intake. So the engine was starting to swallow bits of itself. Rachel found a valve keeper in the head and pulling it apart. There they are there. Now I found another one in the valley here with the rocker. So in this area here. I don't know how it ends up there, but it did. So yeah, I have no idea where that valve's gone. The exhaust valve stem is still in the exhaust valve, but the intake valve is just missing completely. And nothing in there looks like part of a valve, so it's gone bye-byes. Yeah, it's gone bye-byes. If I did merch, I'd put all this stuff in your orders and then you'd have to deal with it and I wouldn't. But I don't do merch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep it shiny side up, off the walls, and don't do this. Alright, we'll come back with another video when we figure out what to do, or I might be racing in the 99 towards the end of the year. Anyway, bye.